Just a friendly reminder to try really hard to answer the question that's asked of you. That's why we're here. Governor Inslee, the first question is going to go to you. Nearly 2 days after demonstrators took over an area outside the Seattle Police Department's East Precinct, dubbing it an autonomous zone, you claimed not to know about it, despite it being the subject of nonstop local and national news coverage, despite it trending nationwide on Twitter. What should voters make of the fact that you were apparently oblivious to police abandoning an entire precinct in the state's largest city? You have 1 minute, 15 seconds.
Yeah, well, listen, if you look at the facts of that situation, I could not have been oblivious to it because I actually deployed the Washington State National Guard.
Sir, then why do you say you did not know about it?
You'll have to go back and look at some quote. I can't comment on the quote right now, but I can tell you that what we did is to respond when cities, and the cities, of course, are the ones responsible for their initial security, and we support the cities. And when they asked us to send the National Guard, we responded promptly, and we sent the National Guard, I believe in the hundreds. When they asked for assistance from the Washington State Patrol, our Washington State Patrol went. In fact, our Washington State Patrol was ready, and I had cleared this decision when the decision was made by the city to bring back police forces into that area. And they were ready. They were staged, in fact, if they were needed. So it is clear that we did provide support as appropriate. But this is a very frustrating situation. I'll tell you why. You had tens of thousands of people peacefully protesting, tens of thousands of people marching without breaking windows, without starting fires. And in their midst, these folks came in and caused violence. And it was very frustrating to those who believe this is a righteous cause, but don't want to see this violence. This violence is unacceptable to all of us from any source, and it should stop.
Just so I'm clear, Governor, because I feel like I need to address that with you right now. Your quote was, "This is news to me." You went on to say, "I haven't heard about it from any credible source," nearly 2 days after CHOP happened. You're now saying you did know about CHOP.
Listen, I can't tell you. I knew about CHOP. That's why we had state troopers ready to respond at the city's request. So if I made a misstatement, okay. I made a misstatement. But clearly I did. That's why we sent troops. So this was something we did respond to Seattle's request. And
okay, we'll follow back up on that, sir. I'll give you time for rebuttal to Chief Culp. Chief Culp, on the topic of civil unrest.
Governor, I'd like to ask you about what's going on in Seattle. There's this thing called the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. What's your thought on that? The fact that the protesters have taken that over and not allowing people to come and go freely? And then regarding the National Guard.
Well, that's news to me, so I'll have to reserve any comment about it. I have not heard anything about that from any credible source. Not that you're not credible. It's just like before I espouse an opinion, I should know of which I speak.
Keith, you mentioned having a follow-up.
Yeah, as far as the National Guard, how long are you going to keep them there? And if there is a takeover of a street in Seattle where they're barricading, keeping people out, the protesters are, would you want the Guard to be involved?
That's a hypothetical. Look, we've got to have safety. I'm sure that people will find a way to have public safety everywhere in the state. I'm confident of that. The National Guard is demobilizing. Over 2/3 of them were demobilized of yesterday. I don't know if they're completely demobilized at this point or not, but if not, that'll be shortly, I believe.